Okay, so welcome to week 2 lecture. We're in week 3, but this is the week 2 lecture. We're doing uh, text annotation. There's what we call in AutoCAD annotative objects. Annotative simply means when you draw the object, it will scale with the plot scale. Remember your studio when you were doing text? You do a text at scale 1/4:1 floor plan, and the height of the text was about 3 millimeters, right? Did you measure the text when you were doing it on paper? No, you just simply wrote it, right? But when you do the detail drawing in Studio One on paper, you also drew some text. Because the scale for the detail is bigger, 1 to 10, let's say, or 1 to 20, did you make your text bigger also? Or was your text written about the same size as your floor plan, which is 1 to 100? The same, right? That's what annotative does. Even if you change the scale, make it bigger, smaller, your text maintains the height. Okay, so you got the idea? You do not change the height of the text simply because you're changing the scale on paper. So you shouldn't do that in CAD as well. So your text, see at scale 1 to 10, if you simply zoom in and your text doesn't become smaller, it actually grows with it. How many had problems with their CAD text last term? Yeah. Oh, what happened? It became smaller. It's like you don't know what was happening. That's why your professor said, this is a text for scale this. This is a text for this scale. Different, right? Okay. So we're going to solve that by using annotative objects where your text, dimension, symbol blocks, hatching can, if you turn on annotative, can grow up or down depending on your zoom scale. Okay, Manolo, did you learn that before? No? See, I wasn't your CAD professor, I suppose. No? Okay, fair. So I'm going to teach Manolo this for now. By the way, Manolo is a student in 5th semester. Okay, so we're going to learn about annotative sizing in paper space, and we're doing exercise 2 and project 1. Okay, if you download this PDF, this is how you need to do exactly your exercise. Okay, so use your exercise 1 to add the dimension and the text. And this is exactly how it should look like. So what are annotative objects? Right? So text, dimensions, blocks. This type of blocks, you want it annotative because you want it to grow and become smaller depending on the plot size. But not this type of blocks. Why? Why not the toilet? Yeah, you don't want to, when you draw the detail, the toilet becomes smaller. You don't want that, right? But the text, the symbols, you do want that to maintain its height. If you want it to maintain its height, you make it annotative. Annotative based on the annotation. Okay? Hatches. This type of hatches, yes. You don't want your concrete to become bigger in hatch pattern if your detail becomes bigger. But tiles, You don't want it to be growing bigger and smaller as you zoom in and out. Okay? Are you getting the idea of annotative? Yes. Okay. See, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this drawing? Similar to what I was saying. Can you tell me what's wrong? Yeah, you don't want that, right? You want the text to maintain its size, even if you're zooming in. What else? Some symbol, the electrical outlet became bigger. You want that to be the same size, even if you change the plot scale in a viewport. Okay? That's what's wrong. And that's what we want to correct. If you learn this now, it's going to be fantastic. Your drawing will be, looking beautiful. Okay. So you do that simply by changing the styles or checking the annotative button when you create a style. That's true for text. Okay. Text style, ST is the shortcut key. That's true for dimension. Dim style, D is the shortcut key. That's true for blocks. B is the shortcut key. You simply click on annotative. And for hatches as well, you make it, when you make the hatch, make it annotative. And that's how you make annotative objects. Easy, right? So you refer to this. How do I make it annotative? Check those annotative boxes. Okay? So before placing any text in model space, you must set the annotation scale. Okay? So make sure you select the scale you want to show the drawing. Now, some of you or most of you last term, when you add a text, you simply add text. You did not follow a set of procedure. So this is the procedure. Write it down so you don't forget. The first thing is make sure your scale is proper, or the scale that you are going to be using. So kindly open your exercise. You will have the site plan here already because we did exercise 3 before 2. So that's okay. Now, what you want to do is you want to go to the layout tab and set your paper. Okay. So to do that, right click, page setup manager, modify. And you want to select a printer, Adobe PDF or Microsoft Print to PDF. I print to the green printer, that's okay. But let me select Microsoft Print to PDF, which is common to everybody. And for this one, we're going to use tabloid, layout, inches, 1:1. Okay, my art CTB is missing. What do I do? So because it's missing, I think I am using this for the first time. I'm going to go to my week 1. Okay, for those whose art CTB is missing, that's our plot style, right? So you remember we downloaded this. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Download this. And then copy it, Control C, copy that, and then I'll click OK to this for now, close, and then I'm going to type plot, select plotter manager, and under plot styles, paste your ArtCTB. Okay? That's where AutoCAD will look for the plot style. Now, in a company, if you have a plot style and you want to use it, like you want to use our plot style, you have that ArtCTB, you go to Plotter Manager and paste it there. Now, in most cases, companies would have their own plot styles. If you're working for Hatch, it might be an hatch.ctb. And that's what they're using. See, they might prefer a certain color for walls, right? And that color could be assigned a line weight, line thickness. What's that? Download plot? No, I didn't say download plot. Yeah, ArtCTB, yes. It's not downloading. Yeah. It should use a different browser. Okay. We do have other plot styles here. Okay. We have arch thin, arch thick, arch very thick. Okay. Now, let me download this as well. So you can download all of this, arch thick, arch thin, sorry, arch thick, arch very thick. Now, why do we have different plot styles? Why do we have all of this? Anybody? Again, I'll paste it here. It's because if, let's say, you want to have a drawing, a layout, where the scale is bigger, like a detailed drawing, you might want a thicker plot style. So what is going to happen is you're going to change the plot style to arch thick, and automatically yellow will be assigned a thicker value. So you see, all you need to do is change the plot style. That's the idea. Okay? So here, going back, I'm going to go back to Page Setup Manager. You can type page and then select Page Setup, modify, and now I have the ArchCTB because I pasted it there. Now, again, if you click on Edit, see all the colors that we're using, colors 1 to 9, sorry, 1 to 8, they will print in black. And color 1 prints at 0.18. Color yellow, our wall, will print in 0.5. Now, if I change this to arch very thick, notice color yellow is now printing at 0.9. See, by simply changing the plot style, if you need to. So you don't have to change it line by line. AutoCAD users before will select the wall lines or wall layers and assign a thickness, which is tedious. Okay, so let me cancel this, go back to ArchCTB, display plot style, so it will show, and then click OK and close. Now, how come it's not showing even if we already set it up? Modify, let's see. Tabloid, inches, ArchCTB. So sometimes this happens. And luckily, I was able to, and hopefully this works. Well, first, let's do a regen, RE. No, it's not working. I copied this and it worked. I don't know. Let's see if it will work. There. accidentally I did that and it happened, and that's my solution to it. Okay. Now, so this one is not working. I'm just going to delete that. Okay. Now, notice it's showing the thickness. I simply type LW and make sure display line weight is checked. LW. Okay. Nice. Now, why am I doing this? Well, number one, I want to know the plot scale. And my layout, based from the requirement here, should look something like this. I need a floor plan at scale 1/4 is to 1. So I'm going to scale this 1/4 is to 1. There you go. But I need some space for the dimensions. So maybe up to here. Okay. So that will be my viewport. Kindly do something similar. That means I only have a not too big a space for the dimension. Maybe I can stretch this a little bit more and stretch it up a little bit more. You can do that if you are in paper space. PS is the shortcut key to go to paper space. So let's set up this page. 1/4 is to 1. That's the reason why we want to use 1/4 is to 1 here when we add the annotation, because in our floor plan, on our floor plan, we want to print it at 1/4 is to 1. Now, if it's too tight, we might need to use 1/8 is to 1, which I think is too small. Okay, so you make the decision on how or what scale you're going to use by setting up your layout tab first. Here, well, the same as what you're using here. So 1/4 is to 1. So in model space, you do 1/4 is to 1. Now, but to make it a little simpler, while in paper space, you can maximize the viewport. So it's as if you are in model space in the model tab, but you are actually in the layout tab. So you can also go back and minimize it. Okay, so maximize, minimize. Okay, now I need another viewport here, and I do that by typing MV. Okay, so let's say from about here to maybe somewhere here. Okay, now this will be showing the detail, and we're going to be adding the dimension for the window at scale 1/2 is to 1. Where did I get 1/2 is to 1? It's here. 1/2 is to 1. Okay. Then I need some space. So I might need to make this a lot smaller. I don't need it to be big. Okay. A lot smaller. So I can have some space for the text, right? Similar to what we have here. And then I need one for the door. So again, MV is the shortcut key to make a viewport. Make view. I'm going to align it here, push it down a little bit, maybe somewhere here, and then align it to this one here, and maybe this much. Okay. And here I'm going to want to show the door, main door, at scale 1/2 is to 1. Okay, I need a bigger viewport, so I'm going to go to paper space and make it a little bigger. Double click and maybe that's enough, or maybe just a touch bigger. Okay. And finally, I need one for the washroom detail. So I'm going to type MV again. Okay, align it here. Maybe this much, similar to the one at the top. Okay. And then maybe this much. Okay. Align it here. And this one, I want to show the women's washroom as shown here at scale 3:8 is to 1. So scale 3:8 is to 1. You need to set your layout first before you add your text, because you want to know what scale you will be using. What's that? Yeah, you have to be in paper space. PS, and then MV, and then you should be able to make a rectangle. You're not able to? MV. Just create a box. You don't have to select any option. No, no, I mean, and make view, MV. Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah. MV. Okay, make room for the text. Again, make sure you look at your viewport or your exercise to make room for the text. Okay, so step 1, write it down. Step 1, set up your layout. Okay, that's step 1. And the reason for that is you want to know the scale. Step 2, select the layer you want to put your dimension. If we're adding dimension, your text, if you're adding text. So A01 dim for the dimension layer. Okay. Now, here, I'll double click inside and then make sure this button here, show annotation object at current scale, is turned off. So you don't see the blue highlight. Okay. This one here, add scale to annotative objects when the annotation scale changes, is off. Why do we want this two off? Notice if you go back here, for the window, we're seeing the dimensions, right? We zoomed in this area and we're seeing the dimensions. But if we go here, we don't see the dimensions. That's what I'm checking. How did that happen? Using annotative. Okay? By using annotative, it tells us that we will not show, right here, we're not going to show the annotation if we change the scale. Here, the scale is 1/4 is to 1. The reason why the dimensions are not showing here, but do show here, is not because of layers. You can also do that. Place it in a different layer, like detail layer, but now you're going to make another layer, right? And then BP freeze, right? Similar to our lesson last week. for site. We can do that. But now you have to put it in a different layer. I don't want to make another layer. So what I'm doing is I'm turning this off, show annotation object at current scale, okay, so that it will not show here, or sorry, it will show here, but not here, okay? Because the scale here is 1/2:1. Let me demonstrate that, okay? I'm going to add a dimension here, okay? So what we can do is maximize, okay? Zoom in, and the next thing, we're not yet done with the setup. You need to select the dim style. Kindly type D, and we did bring in dim Sheridan, right? Do you have dim Sheridan? Okay, select that and set current. Dim Sheridan. Okay, select. You can modify that so you can see the values. I think this is for metric. Sorry, imperial, right? So make sure you're using imperial, right? These are the values in imperial. Okay, text height. And then here we have annotative checked. Okay, so those are the values. You can bring it in using our template, or again, modify. You can copy the values here, pause this video, and then look at the values. This is our Sheridan standard. Okay. In an office, they would have their own standards. If you are doing your own drawing, you have your own office, you can change the standards. Okay. So set to current, Sheridan standard, that's for imperial. We have one for metric. Close. And then we type dim and select linear. Linear is for dimensions that are always horizontal or vertical. Okay, so I'm going to add one here. It's 2 inches. Okay, I'm going to minimize, and notice that the dimension does show up here, but not here. Okay, same is true here, right? If I maximize this and add a linear dimension, which you can also click here, I normally just type dim and select dim linear, whichever is faster for you. I think doing the shortcut key is a lot faster. Okay, so keep it tight and then minimize. The dimensions show up here, but not here. Okay, I need this viewport to be a little bigger. Okay, and here, if I add a dimension, let's say this dimension right here, okay, maximize, zoom in, dim, linear, okay, minimize. See, it shows up here, but not here. That's why you want to turn this both off. Any question? Kindly try that. Yeah. The scale of the different viewports, this is 1/4. Uh, Yeah, just go here, right? 1/4, 1/2, 1/2, 3/8. It's in the exercise. Okay. Okay. So 1/4 is to 1. See? That's the reason. 1/4 is to 1. You made it here at scale 1/4 is to 1. That's why it's showing here, but not here, because the scale of this is 3/8 is to 1, or not even scale. You haven't set it up yet. Yeah. So 3/8. Why is it showing here? Because you made it here at that scale. No, that's not what I showed you. If you were able to look at what I was doing, what I did was I went here at scale 1/2 is to 1, maximize it, add the dimension here, minimize it. It shows here, but not there. Okay? Now, what's your dim style? Dim Sheridan, modify. This is not, is it our style? Peter, yeah, it should be. Those, why is it so small? No, sorry. It's not showing the entire thing. Bigger. Here. That's one. Did you get what I did? I went here and added the text here, maximizing it so it's not too tight. Added the dimension, okay, and then minimize it, and you can see not showing. You have to put it in the proper viewport. So I suggest you place the text in the proper viewport. Something I didn't miss it, but I think you need to do. Again, number one, make sure you set up your layout. Kindly write it down. Take a note. Because you cannot remember all of this, I've been doing this for 1,000 years. That's why I have memorized it. Okay? Number two, make sure you're in the proper layer. Some of you are not yet in the proper layer. And then you have to, during the midterm exam, you need to change layers for all. Imagine how many dimensions you're going to be adding, and then you're going to change the layer for all those dimensions. Too much time is wasted. Why don't you change that layer first before adding dimensions? And then you don't have to be changing layers. Right? Always do the drawing in the proper layer as a habit. Okay? Number one, layout, proper scale. Some of you are adding dimension even if you're not yet in the right scale. What will happen? You add a dimension and the dimension is at a different scale. So you have to add it in the proper scale. Very important. You think it's not, and then you say, okay, what's happening? Well, how come it's showing here, not there? I don't know. What did you do? Okay. Number three, make sure your dim style is correct. Right? Imperial for imperial. Right? Make sure it's imperial. What else? And then, and only then, do you go to the viewport, maximize, and then add the dimension. See, the dimension will be added in the proper text, and make sure show annotation objects is turned off. Make sure add scale to annotative object is turned off. Okay? And then minimize. it's best to add, I think, the text here. Double click. It's too small. Simply maximize. Okay? Add the text. It will show here, but it will not appear in the scale, in the viewport, with the scale 1/4:1. So what I want you to do now is to complete the dimension. I'm going to go around and help you out if you're having issues, but kindly complete the dimension, limiting it to the viewport available, viewport size available. Okay, those are the dimension. Now, some of you do not have the seal extension. That's okay. So don't add the dimension. What I am marking is the idea that you can add dimensions here and will not show in this viewport. You can add dimensions here and it will not add in this viewport. And then later, you can add text that will show here and there, but they are the same height. Okay? Why are they the same height? Again, annotative. But now, the text is showing in the same location. So how do we do that? That will be our next lecture, adding text. So for now, just add the dimension as shown. Now, your dimension here might not be exact because the distance between the door and the wall might be different. That's also okay. But the overall distance should be 40 feet. Same here, the overall distance must be 27. If it's not, something is wrong with your drawing. It's not accurate. Okay? Now, another thing is, how do you add the angle? Okay? So, adding the angle. So, again, double click inside, maximize, zoom in, and then select dim angular. Or you can get it here. Now, you select the two lines that create the angle. So this line right here and this one here. And you have your 45 degrees. Make sure you place it in the proper viewport. Okay? So this one will show here, but will not show in the other viewports. So that's angular. There's another angular dimension that you need to place here, 45 degrees. Okay, that's how you do angular. Another type of dimension that you want to do is this here. This dimension, 3 feet. If you use dim aligned, it will only do the vertical or the horizontal. Well, vertical or horizontal. But this one, it is aligned to the slope. So how do you do that? So for this one, again, go to this viewport. Layer is correct. Dim style is proper. These two buttons are turned off. This has 1/4:1 set. Okay. So maximize. And then type dim aligned. Okay. Dim aligned. It's also accessible here. Okay. And then you click on the 2 points that makes the angled line, and then you can place that. Now, try to avoid making or overlapping your text so that it's not readable anymore. So you might want to make this bigger so it doesn't overlap, especially the text, because this drawing is a contract document. It's going to be used by contractors to build this structure. And if they are overlapping text, they might not be readable. So make sure you don't overlap your text. Okay? So kindly continue adding all the dimensions that you see here. Okay? Now, when you're adding dimensions here, okay, so you say dim linear, dim linear. So you start here. That's your first. Don't make it too far or too close, okay? And then, if you want to continue the dimension, you say dim continue. And what will happen, you only need to click on the next point. The next point. Okay? Next point and next point. Okay? Escape. That's all we need up to that point. And then you do the next line by saying dim linear again. You start with dim linear. Okay? From here to there. Don't make it too far or too close. Too close doesn't look good. Too far doesn't look good. Just about right. Okay? And then you say dim continue. Okay? Escape. Then you want to do the third level of dimension, which is the overall dimension. So you say dim linear again, dim linear. You start again here and end here. Again, now you want to keep the distance about the same. You just eyeball it, and the distance between levels of dimension should be about the same. Okay? You minimize this and make sure it fits, and then you move to the next area. Okay? So you do it, you go around, you do the inside as well. Okay? And make sure you don't do the dimension for the door over here. You do it in this viewport. So for dimensions for the door, you need to do it here. Maximize, and then add the dimension. That's all the dimension you actually need, unless you want to add. If you have the frame, then you add the dimension to the frame. Otherwise, maybe an additional dimension here, but that's about it, right? If it's a simple door with a swing. If yours is more complicated with the frame, then, okay, minimize. Then you need to do dimensions like this. Okay? Yes. Okay. And then, this is like, and then for the window, okay, so maximize, zoom in, dim linear. So maybe from here to there, that's one. Okay. Now, and then I say dim continue for this one and this one. Okay. Now, see, this is not that readable. It's too far. And what I can do is select this and move this closer, maybe somewhere here. Select this, move this closer, maybe somewhere there. And then select this, click on the text, and move it somewhere here. Again, avoiding overlaps and uh, placing it closer. Okay? And then I think I need one that shows the thickness of the wall. Okay. And then I minimize, and it should look something like that. Did I answer your question?
PDF, instead of moving the text, it just, there's no lines that go behind the text.
He-
The window,
For the window. Where?
right there, like the text in front.
Oh, this one here?
Yeah.
How did we uh for that you need a uh you can use wipe out. I think. Okay, let's see. Oops, sorry. Wipe out frame off. Wipe out. Let's see. Enter. There. Okay. And then you change order. Select. Draw order. Bring to front. Okay. And then you might want to move this. Okay. Okay. So again, if you want to not show part, right, like to break it, you can do a wipe out. So this is a wipe out. Let me delete that. So wipe out frame. You want the frame to be off, 0, 1 is on, and then wipe out. You can, sorry, wipe out, not frame. You can make a frame here. Okay, enter. And then you select the dimension or add the dimension, but you select the dimension, right click, draw order, bring to front. Okay. And then you might want to move this. Okay. So you might want to move this here, move this also there, and this one as well. Move the dimension line lower. And you can also move this maybe somewhere here. Okay. So you'll see the gap. So you can move this maybe somewhere here as well. So you can see the gap. Okay. And this one here was accidentally moved. And then I can move this here. Okay. Minimize. And it will show something like that. Of course, fix it so they do not overlap. I can also do it here. Maybe move that somewhere here. Move this somewhere there. So you want readability. Okay. You want it readable. Okay. Now this one, this line, I need to bring that line maybe down somewhere here. And which line did I do? Nope. I think I accidentally shortened this. There you go. Okay. So complete the dimension, and then I'll do the text next. Just follow the PDF. Make it look as close as possible to the PDF. Okay, don't make the levels of dimension too far away. You don't have space in your layout plan. Am I able to project here? Yeah. No projection. Is it off or you don't need to see? Here. Jeez. Mm-hmm.
I have a quick question. It's for the dimensions time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have it 27-0 inches. So I should say, because this is how it is there,
Yeah, so you go to
dimensions tab.
units first. Make sure you're showing the precision. That's for the angle, I think. This one, 116 or 332nd. Yeah, let's make it point something or 2 decimal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Click OK. And then for here, you say dim style. Sorry, not here. D. Modify. Okay, text. Let's see. Fraction. Fit. No. Primary units. Here. Maybe show this round of 116. And precision. Change that. Okay. 27 feet, 0 inches, right?
Yes.
Let's see if that will do it. Click OK, close. No, it didn't do it. How do we show that? Modify. Bleeding suppression. Yeah, here. 0 feet, 0 inches. Let's see. Close. Click properties. It might be one of these. On the dimension text. Offset on inside the line. Rotation, measurement. You can override the text, but that's not advisable. There must be a value here. Text override, fit. Yeah. You don't really have to show that, but
Okay.
yeah, it should be one of this. Here, decimal maybe. But that's for alternate units. Primary units, suppress. Suppress 0 feet. Maybe if I say no. Suppress 0 inches. Maybe say no there.
Uh-huh. Okay.
There. Yeah.
So, can I do it from the dim styles right away?
Yeah, you should, let's see. So dim style suppress, right? That's the
Yes.
idea. So modify, let's see, suppress.
Was under
Text above, offset, not there. Fit, not there. Primary units. Let's see. Yeah, here leading, maybe suppression, maybe we don't do that. Precision, 0 suppression here. Yeah, show those.
0 feet, 0 inches.
Yeah, I think close. And if we do it again, let's see. Dim linear from here to there. No, it still show 27, so not that one. Yeah, it doesn't give me. I'm not sure which one. Modify. Yeah, it keeps on changing back. Click OK. And then maybe I say what? Set current close. Let's try that again. Dim linear from here to there.
No.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but then you can change it in the properties. Okay. I'll look for it. Modify. Yeah, it keeps turning off even if I check it.
Okay, any question regarding what you are tasked to do? Even if you're not complete, can I continue with the lecture? Okay, you can add dimensions after or finalize all of those. But can I have your attention for the continuation of the lecture? Yes?
I lost.
Yeah, why? What happened?
I couldn't. I skipped one step and then I got lost.
Yeah, okay.
I will watch the video.
Okay. Okay. Okay, next we're going to be adding text. So we're going to be adding text. And to add text, you're going to look at the following as well. You want to, number one, place it in the proper layer immediately. Okay? Try to place it in the proper layer. Number one. Number two, these two buttons turned off. Okay? Number three, you go to the viewport. It's in the proper scale. You may even want to lock this so that you don't accidentally zoom inside the viewport. So lock. But sometimes you do want to maybe move this a little bit, then you just need to unlock that. Okay? Next. So lock, and then you go inside and we maximize. Okay? Now, then you want to make sure you have the proper style. So before adding the text, what style do you want to use? There are different styles that we uploaded. Is that correct? Do you have this? If you don't have this, in Design Center, you can upload the text styles. Now for this one, for the titles, I want to use medium. For the name of the rooms. For the small text, I want to use the small text style. And then for the title, I want to use the large. So, all I need to do is select medium. Okay, it's annotative. The height will be 1/8. Okay, set that to current. Click close. And then you use the text command. And then you type the text. Private dining area. Caps lock on. Private dining area. You can make this smaller, or if you want to, place it in one line, okay, by extending the text line. Okay. Now, and then what I like to do is simply copy this to where I have similar text. So let's say here, there, maybe a little lower, maybe here, and I think here. So in those areas, I made a copy. It's a lot easier, I find. And then just simply double click on it and change that to the text. So here, I just say dining area, click outside, double click on it, Control A, men's, caps lock, men's, washroom. Okay. Make that 2 lines of text.
click outside, double click on it, Control A, women's washroom. Yeah, that's smaller. Click outside, double click on it, Control A, kitchen, click outside. See, instead of making lines, you copy. It's a lot easier, okay? Remember, efficiency, kitchen, dining area. You might need to adjust it so that it's not on top of your text, okay? Keeping them aligned as much as possible so it looks good, but not overlapping, okay? That's how you add that set of text, and then you move to the next one. The notation here, align door in or on center of wall. Now, but this time, again, the first thing you want to do, go to Style, select Sheridan Text Small, double check, it's not the metric one, 116, set current, and then you type T for text, make the text, so align door on center of wall, align door on center of wall. Okay, make it smaller like so, click outside, copy this from here to somewhere here, and then I think another one right there beside that. Okay, another one right here. Okay, and okay, minimize. Okay, I see a problem here. The wipe out, right, is showing here, and how do we solve that? Okay, I think I need to place that wipe out, BP freeze it here, show it here, place it in a different layer, and then maybe BP freeze it here. Okay, let's see. So there's that wipe out. I'll place it instead of placing it in the dim layer. I'll place it in, let's see. I'll just try it. Okay, place it in a different layer, and then BP freeze it here. There. Okay. So BP frozen here, but not there. Evan, did you see that problem? Yeah. Did you solve it earlier? Yeah, BP freeze. Okay. Okay. So, and then you simply, again, maximize and change the text. So this one, file name, toilet. Okay. So double click, Control A, file name, toilet, okay, and so on and so forth. So that's how you add text. Now, for this one, women's text, women's washroom, is it showing here? It's not, right? So what do we need to do? We need to go here, okay, maximize, and then see object scale. Select this one here. Again, go to the detail for the women's washroom, this text here will only show at scale 1/4:1. But I am at 3/8:1. That's the reason why it's not showing. So I type object scale, select the object, enter. It will only show in scale 1/4:1. Kindly add 3/8:1. Click OK, click OK, and minimize. Beautiful, right? Object scale to add, delete annotative objects that you want to show or hide. Object scale. Okay, so do the text. And then lastly, we'll do the titles. Is it confusing? It is.
It needs practice.
It needs practice because you're not simply typing text, because you want to control the visibility of the dimension in the text in different viewports. Okay? This will be in the midterm exam. Make sure you practice. Huh?
So, kind of lost track. How did you make the size of the cell again for this report? For that?
Yeah, it should be always the same. So if you click here, go to the washroom. That was drawn in what scale? 1/4:1, right? So I drew it in 1/4:1.
Yeah.
And then here, double click inside. And okay. No. Go back. May I? Yeah. Okay. So you want to show okay, did you lock it? So you do want to show the washroom, okay? So that should be somewhere there. And how come it's not the same?
I lost track. I just clicked it. That's why it's.
Oh, don't. No, don't type that in. Okay, delete that. Delete. Yeah, okay. What you actually want to do is maximize this and then type object scale. Object scale. Select this, enter, and then add the scale 3/8:1. Click OK, click close, and then minimize it. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful if it works. But if it starts acting up, okay, what's the problem? Sometimes I redo it or try to see what the problems are. Do you like the idea of copying the text and then just editing it rather than again type the text command and then make the rectangle? Okay, always efficiency. Now, never mind the leader line. It's a longer topic. Creating leader styles. We'll do that next week.
To do the, so I go here.
Maximize. Object style. Object scale. Sorry, object scale.
It's
Did you type the washroom already?
Okay.
Yeah, then object scale.
It's in here.
Yeah, object. Yeah, go back to that viewport. Maximize.
No.
make sure you're inside the,
Right.
okay? Object scale,
Or just.
object scale, select object scale.
Do I say OC?
OB, object scale. You don't have,
That
oh,
one.
yeah,
No.
yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Select the women's washroom,
okay.
enter. Right now, it's only showing in what scale? 1/4. That's why it's not showing in your 3/8. So you add 3/8.
Okay.
Okay, close. And then,
Oh, so
yeah, and then
minimize it.
minimize
Yes. Perfect.
with the right height.
Okay.
See, it's the same height because it's the same text. Annotative, it resizes itself for the different plot scale.
Something is,
It's what?
I didn't put the.
Why not?
It's not showing me the managed displays.
Yeah, you click outside, you click on it. Yeah. Did you use the text command? T or what? Huh?
I can use the text and then.
T. T. You use this? Yes, no. No. No.
So
So,
what I have to do?
P. P. And then you have this. Okay? See?
What do I do? I just want to see.
I don't know. I didn't see what she did. So, yeah, that's okay. So Control C to copy. Okay. Just delete that. Okay. Show me how you type your text. How you were doing it before. No, how were you typing adding text? Yeah. Oh, you copy that. But how do you add text? No, you initial, not copying. How do you add?
Go to the text style. And then.
Again, show me. Text style, S. Let's see. Yeah, and then,
I choose the show.
Yes.
Then
uh-huh,
you put the phone.
okay.
And then it's just not bad.
Yeah, it's already current, close, and then,
Then I get the.
E.
You can add.
Oh no, M text, so multi-line text. So text is different from multi-line text. You cannot have 2 lines if you don't choose M text. That's why T, enter,
It's not sure.
is multi-line. But T and then you select text is a single line text.
Mhm.
So I go here. So how come your dimensions are showing there actually, right? This should show there. So you go here. Okay. It's in the wrong layer, right? Now we have to change all those dimensions to place it in the right layer. Otherwise, I'll give you a lot of deductions. Okay, but how about the rest? They are okay. So how about this one?
Oh, this is.
Okay. Maximize. Okay. Set that to 1/2 is to 1. It's oh we don't have the okay there's natural. See? Now it's natural. Okay. Yeah, set that to 1/2 is to 1. Alright. Too big. Why you take it? Huh? How is too much? Oh, that's why they want that. Yeah, okay, there you go. See, the dimension. Yes? So I extended this to Saturday because we're only doing it now. Okay?
I did the video on that place.
I might not put it up
Thanks for-
because some people are relying on the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, being late or not attending. Okay? That's not the purpose of the video. Okay. What else don't you know? The title actually is the same. There's nothing I can teach you here that's different. So you just have to add the title. Okay? So you just draw a rectangle, add a number. Okay? Same here. You do this in paper space. Do this in paper space. Okay? So you go to paper space right here, and then you add your text, ST first, select the style, large. If you want to add a style, you can create one, right? If you want it bigger, smaller, medium, large, okay? And then add the height. So this is how it's going to print. 1/4 inch is the height of the text. Annotative. Okay? So set current, close, and then again, T, you go here, and this will be your ground floor plan. Okay? So caps lock, ground floor plan. If you feel it's too big, then you can change that. Looks okay. Then you simply add the rectangle here, add a line, okay? And then below, that will be 1/4 is to 1 foot, okay? So again, text. I might want to make that smaller. So you can do that. Again, go to style, make that medium, set current, close, and then text, and then you say 1/4 inch is to, okay, 1 foot, maybe dash 0. I think you say colon, okay, or equal to, okay. Click outside, maybe move this to the end, somewhere there. Add a square here. So rectangle, just going to place a rectangle. The size is, let's say, about 3/8. So 3/8, tab, 3/8, enter. Move this from midpoint to endpoint, and then add a number there. So this will be drawing number 1. So I'm going to say text. I'm just going to add a text here. I think I can say text. Okay, and then justify, middle center. Okay, and then type the value 1. Okay, and click outside, move this to the center. And then from there, you can simply copy this to here. Okay. Okay. And then copy that here, align the two. So you might need to make some adjustments and copy it here, align to that. Okay. And then just make adjustments. Okay. So this one is washroom detail. I think medium is, or large is too big. So I can select this and select my text style to medium. I think medium is still fine. Okay. So select medium. I think this one is too big, especially here. So select all of this, and under properties, so you can right click properties. So this shows up. And then there are a lot of properties here that you can change manually. Okay. So again, text, style. Do I have style? Where's my style? There it is. It varies for now. And then select medium. Okay. And then you have to make adjustments. Okay. I think medium is okay. And then make adjustments. Okay. So it's the same technique that you will do for your project 1, step 2. Okay. So you're going to add the bubbles similar to the square. Copy, copy, copy. Add text, add dimensions. Here, this is at scale 1 to 20. This is at scale 1 to 50. Is it? Yeah, 50. This is at scale 1 to 30. Okay. Add dimensions. Some dimension will show here, but not there. Some dimensions will show here, but not there. Add the title, and that will be your project 1. Okay. So for project 1, you do the same. Okay. You fix the layout. So I'm not sure if I have access to project 1. So I think I have one here. Exercise. This is week 2. Okay. Okay. So you will need to change the scale. This is 1 to 50. It might be too big. I think 1 to 50. Oh, sorry. I think the layout for this is not tabloid, but let's see, A2, I think. We use A2. So select Microsoft Print PDF, select A2, 1 to 1, millimeter ArtCTB, click OK, close. So it's a little bigger. Okay, so now we have space for 1 to 50. So A2, that's a difference, okay? And then, yeah, I can make this a little smaller. Now, this one should be in the viewport layer. So go to layers, turn all, and select viewports. Okay, so this should be in the viewport layer. Make sure in the exercise that's the same. And then you can do again MV, place it here. Okay, this will be zoom in to one area. Scale 1:30. Okay, and then MV, put some space, align, okay, zoom in 1 to 30. Okay, make sure these two buttons are turned off. Go to the proper layer, A01 dim. Okay, dim style, Sheridan metric, set that to current, close, add a dimension, dim linear, start with 1, best to maximize, sorry, so zoom 1 to 50. Rather than zooming in, I need to maximize. Okay, dim linear. Okay, not too far, not too close. Dim continue. Okay, and then make sure these two buttons are off. Minimize. It shows here. It shouldn't show there. Same here. Maximize. Zoom in. Dim linear. So let's just say I'm going to add a dimension here. Okay, it will show here, but not there. Okay, you add the text. So that will be for the project. The project is due next week on Saturday. A little extension because we lost 1 day of class. You submit the exercise on next week. First meeting, you submit the project. It's the same. The only difference is this is in metric. Yep.
The exercise that we were just doing, is that due tonight?
No. So I extended that to Saturday.
So what about the project?
So
next Saturday.
no. The project is due on when? Tuesday
Next week.
next week.
And then the exercise you do.
Saturday.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want you to panic tonight, right? Give you a little time, but we're almost done,
Yeah.
right? See, it's not like the exercise or the project, you don't have enough time. If you come here, that's the reason why I want you to come here. Those who are not here, see, they're going to try to watch the video and then do it, and then there's a problem. I'm not there to answer. So do come, okay? Don't rely on the video. I'm not even requiring you to watch the video. It's not even a requirement, okay? It's just a resource. Because, of course, you cannot master everything. The video is there for you to review for midterm exam, take notes. You have time to pause, play, Take notes. Save it. Which one? The floor plan? Yeah. This exercise. Annotation for the exercise. Right? Which one? It's on Saturday. The annotation for this road. This one, the annotation for this is due on Tuesday. Okay. Okay, anybody I did not check the attendance for, or did I check the attendance?
No.
Oh, let me check the attendance then. Attendance. Yep, haven't done that yet. Week 3B. Ula, Noor, Fatima, Wanda, Loretta, Shreya, Angelina, Tasha, Annabelle, Julian, Nia, Omar, Mariam, Hillary, Rand, Annie, Catherine, Mark, Evan, Shane, Charlene, Paula, Nicholas, Dion, Nicholas, Raiden, Noreen, Stephen, Asia, not here, Tushar, not here, David, Samaya, Kevin, Cedric, Rutubi. Okay, see you on Tuesday.